Iraq is at a critical economic crossroads. With ongoing diplomatic engagements, shifting financial policies, and increasing international pressure, the country faces both challenges and opportunities. The central themes shaping Iraq's future include Iraq's relations with the United States and its long-term strategic framework, the oil export crisis, and the ultimatum issued by former U.S. President Donald Trump, the potential revaluation of the Iraqi dinar and its significance in global markets, the introduction of national bonds and its implications for the financial system, currency regulation, economic modernization, and monetary policy shifts. This article provides a deep dive into these topics, exploring whether Iraq is on the brink of an economic transformation or facing further uncertainty. 1. Iraq's diplomatic and economic relations with the U.S. 1.1. Prime Minister al-Sudani's strategic message to the U.S. Recently, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani sent a formal message to former U.S. President Donald Trump, reaffirming Iraq's commitment to a strong partnership with the United States. This message had several key elements: commitment to long-term U.S.-Iraq relations under the Strategic Framework Agreement, signed in 2008, respect for Iraqi sovereignty, and a push for non-interference in Iraq's domestic affairs, desire for economic cooperation beyond just military and security agreements. Iraq is balancing diplomatic neutrality while maintaining beneficial economic ties. However, the U.S. remains a dominant force in shaping Iraq's financial policies, particularly in the energy sector. 1.2. U.S. influence over Iraq's economy. The U.S. plays a major role in Iraq's oil exports, trade policies, and financial regulations. Key aspects of this influence include oil trade agreements. Iraq supplies crude oil to the U.S. and its allies. Dollar restrictions. The U.S. Treasury regulates how Iraq accesses the global financial system, particularly through dollar transactions. Sanctions enforcement. Iraq must comply with U.S. sanctions on Iran, which complicates trade relations. While Iraq wants to maintain independence, it cannot ignore U.S. influence over its monetary policies, investment climate, and global trade positioning. 2. Trump's ultimatum on Kurdish oil exports. 2.1. The importance of oil in Iraq's economy. Iraq relies on oil exports for over 90% of its revenue. However, internal political disputes, especially between Baghdad and the Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, have disrupted oil exports. 2.2. U.S. pressure on Iraq's oil policies reports suggest that former U.S. President Donald Trump has demanded that Iraq restart oil exports from Kurdistan or risk facing U.S. sanctions similar to those imposed on Iran. This ultimatum puts Iraq in a complex position. The dispute over Kurdish oil has remained unresolved for years, but the U.S. is now pressuring Iraq to comply with international oil market demands. 2.3. The path forward for Iraq's oil exports. Iraq has a few options. Resume oil exports from Kurdistan and comply with U.S. pressure. Seek alternative markets, China, Russia, and India, to reduce reliance on the U.S. Implement internal energy reforms to resolve disputes with the KRG. The global oil market is watching closely, as any disruption in Iraq's oil supply could impact global prices. 3. The future of the Iraqi dinar. Can it revalue? 3.1. Historical value of the Iraqi dinar. Before the 1991 Gulf War, the Iraqi dinar was valued at $3.30 per unit. However, after years of war, sanctions, and economic instability, many investors and Iraqi citizens hope for a currency revaluation, RV, that could restore the dinar's former value. But is this realistic? 3.2 Economic conditions required for a dinar revaluation. For Iraq to increase the value of its currency, it needs a stable oil export system, foreign currency reserves to back a stronger dinar, reduced inflation and economic growth, a shift to a digital, globally recognized financial system. Currently, the Iraqi government is working on monetary reforms that could indicate future changes in currency valuation. 3.3 Could Iraq move to a floating exchange rate? Iraq has maintained a managed exchange rate for years. However, there's speculation that the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, might introduce a float system, allowing the dinar's value to be determined by market forces. A floating currency would allow Iraq to adjust its exchange rate based on demand and supply, integrate more easily into global financial markets, attract foreign investment by increasing currency confidence. However, moving to a floating system requires significant financial infrastructure and stability, which Iraq is still developing. 4. The National Bonds Strategy, a move towards economic reform? 4.1 Introduction of National Bonds. Recently, the Iraqi government has been heavily promoting national bonds as an investment opportunity. But why? 4.2 The purpose of national bonds. Economic analysts suggest that the government is encouraging citizens to exchange their high-denomination currency notes, such as 25,000, 10,000, and 5,000 dinar bills, for bonds. This strategy serves several purposes: reducing cash circulation, controlling the supply of physical currency, encouraging investment in government-backed financial products, supporting economic modernization and digital banking. 4.3 Should Iraqis invest in these bonds? While bonds are traditionally considered a safe investment, some experts believe this could be a way to phase out older currency notes in preparation for monetary policy changes. Iraq's financial modernization, digital banking and future policies. 5.1 Digital transformation in Iraq's banking sector. Iraq is moving toward a more digital financial system, including expanding online banking services, increasing electronic payment adoption, introducing tighter financial regulations to prevent corruption. 5.2 Global integration of Iraq's financial system. To attract foreign investment, Iraq is working on modernizing banking regulations, improving anti-money laundering policies, enhancing trade relations with Western and Eastern markets. These reforms could pave the way for stronger currency valuation and greater financial independence. Conclusion: Is Iraq's economy headed for a major shift? Iraq's economy is at a turning point. While challenges remain, the combination of improved U.S. relations, pressure to reform oil exports, currency modernization efforts, the introduction of national bonds, indicates that major economic transformations could be on the horizon. The key question is, will Iraq take advantage of these opportunities, or will external pressures and internal disputes slow down progress? What do you think? Will Iraq's economy strengthen, or are we looking at continued instability? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on Iraq's economic developments. Let's keep the conversation going.